Hiya, so last week I did a review of this Clearwater Baritone that I'd ordered online from Really Useful Music Company. It's a spruce top, satin finish, round back, electroacoustic, plastic back I should say, mahogany neck, rosewood fretboard, bound body, abalone detail round the sound hole, mother of pearl inlay on the fret markers, bone, nut and saddle. 3 points of issue arose from that review. One was the amount of work that needed to be done on the frets to bring them up to scratch. I should point out this was a B stock model. I'm sure that if you were ordering the full price model, you could ask for this to be done before it left the factory. For if you're getting a 50% discount though on a item, you really have quite literally to take the rough with the smooth. The second 2 points were perhaps more contentious. Yes, the size of the thing. It's about 3.5 inches longer, both in overall length and in scale length, than it was advertised on the website. I think we finally got to the bottom of why that was. All the discussions are detailed in the comments in the previous video, so I won't go over them here. And the other thing was the strings. It came supplied with baritone re-entrant gCEA strings, which really didn't work. They were like playing rubber bands and the sound was very muddy. In fact, the size and the strings provoked some people to insist that what I bought was in fact a tenor guitar rather than a ukulele. Well, earlier this week I swapped out those strings for classical guitar strings. I made the rookie error when I swapped them over of swapping them like for like, so D for D, G for G, B for B, E for E. I since subsequently learnt that if you are going to substitute classical guitar strings for baritone ukulele strings, you should be using the A string for the classical A string for the D, and the classical D string for the G on your baritone. The diameters are between classical A and baritone D, and classical D and baritone G are roughly equivalent. I'll put the diameters up in the notes accompanying this video later. So yesterday I actually took out the classical G string, swapped the classical D over to the G position and tuned it up to G, and put the A on and tune that up to D. They've just about settled down now, so I'm going to do this review before everybody loses interest in this new acquisition. Alright, so this is what it sounds like. I went for linear tuning because, as I mentioned last week, I already have 2 baritones with re-entrant D tuning. And as I mentioned last week, UAS affects us all differently. I got a new uke, so I could have the option of having low D as well as high D on my baritone ukuleles. So last week I started off by just strumming a pattern in F, so I might as well start in F again. don't know if you can hear that, but this is really resonant. I was just looking to see if I got it plugged in. I was going to do the plugged-in demonstration after, but I haven't got it plugged in, and it's really coming out of that sound hole. It's got fantastic projection. Still bend it quite easily. Let's see, we can, of course, higher tension now, so let's see if the cutaway still works. That is really loud. You know, sitting here with my ear over the sound hole while I was playing that piece, I'm taken aback at how loud it is. Really projects. Higher tension. Now I think there's A string, there's classical A string tuned up to D. It's really good. Produce a kind of driving bass to it. As I say, I've only just, this is the first time I've been waiting for the strings to settle down, so I'm really learning about it as I'm demonstrating this to you. Okay, so that's what it sounds like acoustically. Let's see what it sounds like plugged in. When it's plugged in, you really do need to wear the strap. I tried it out just now, getting the settings right, which I forgot to take the strap off before I did the acoustic demonstration. But you do need, I think, the strap if you are using it plugged in. Because, as I said in my last review, ideally I'd like this Jill socket to be moved a little further around the body, because you can't really rest it on your knee with the when it's plugged in. But on the other hand, if you're going to be plugged in, why would you be sitting around with something resting on your knee? You're going to be up on stage, giving it large, rocking it out. Yes. Puke's gig coming to your town soon, I'm sure. And if they're not, come out and see us somewhere. Alright, so, again. Oh yeah, I've got the gain set to 6 and the volume set to 4. As pretty much I had last time, tone flat. So I'm trying to make everything more or less as comparable as last time, except that the strings are now at a conventional pitch rather than that sort of bass baritone pitch they were before. Still squeaky. Not as squeaky, I don't think. But, you know, wound strings, again, that's another point of comparison. The baritone, bass baritone gCEA strings were the two lower ones. These two were wound, these two were clear. Even though it was re-entrant, this was wound. Can't quite understand why that would be, actually, thinking about it. Anyway, that's what it sounds like. Hope you found this review enjoyable. I was going to say, hope you find it informative, and if not informative, at least enjoyable. That's what I meant to say. Every time I try doing this, I'm more and more impressed with the reviews that Phil Dolman puts. I think that's about rambling now, you see, and that's when it's time to press the stop button. So, see you, I'm sure, at a ukulele event near you in the near future, or if not, at a Pukes gig somewhere, or online.